All right, guys. So I'm gonna just jump straight into this. The Rams are my favorite team, and it's a sad day to be a Rams fan. And it's because we just lost the New York Jets, 23-20. We had a terrible game. Jared Goff, just start off, he played terrible. He was not trying to play like himself. He was trying to play like Patrick Mahomes, scrambling all over the place, or trying to like buy some time to get a completion or something. Threw an interception, almost threw another one doing so. He played terrible. He should not be the starting quarterback for the LA Rams. I do not know why Sean McVay has kept him. Or I know he's not the general manager or whatever, but I don't know why, one, he signed that like $130 million deal or something, because he's not that good. And our wide receivers are great, right? But Jared Goff isn't that good, right? And we need someone to throw them the ball more. Robert Woods, 6 catches for 56 yards in his touchdown. Tyler Higbee, I don't know what he had. Cooper Kupp, like 4 receptions for like around 30 yards, I'm pretty sure. I don't understand that. I don't understand why Jared Goff doesn't throw the ball to his best two wideouts, a wide receiver tandem that is a top 5 tandem in the NFL. He has everything around him. He has 3 great running backs, or 3 solid running backs who can help him in the run game. He has an okay offensive line. He has 2 great wide receivers, a solid tight end, another solid backup tight end. And he just doesn't take advantage of that. And one of the plays I want to bring up were the last 2 players on offense for the LA Rams. It was a 3rd and 4. Goff dropped back, and all he was looking at, or the only person he was looking at, was Cam Akers. No one else. 3rd and 4. Throws the ball 15 yards downfield to him. Throws it over his head. 4th down and 4. It was like a 56-yard kick, and it was 23-20. 4th and 4. They have this guy Matt Gay who can I guess make a couple field goals. They decide to go for it. And on this play, there are a couple people open, like short. But you know what? It's Jared Goff. He throws it all the way like 5 yards below the end zone to where Gerald Everett is. Single coverage with this defender who I don't know what his name is. Made a great play on the ball, knocks it down. Turnover on downs. Who's the offensive coordinator? What was the play call for this play? For these 2 plays? And I don't understand with this team. What, like, as I just said like 10 seconds ago, what is the play call? I just genuinely don't understand the Rams sometimes. Why throw it 40 yards downfield to the end zone on a 4th and 4? That's something like a middle schooler would do, or something like a little kid would do playing backyard football. Like, why would you throw the ball like to the end zone on like a 4th and short? Look at all your progressions on each play, Jared Goff. On 3rd down, you had other people open, right? But you decide to zone in on Cam Akers, a running back who's running 20 yards downfield on a 3rd and 4. As I said, if this is 4th down territory, throw the football short, or run the ball with Cam Akers or Darrell Henderson. Do not throw the ball 20 yards downfield to a running back. And on 4th down, do not throw the ball to your backup tight end 40 yards downfield. Don't do that. That is not smart. That's not smart play call. That's not a smart play call. Jared Goff was not looking through all his progressions on those 2 plays. And it's just sad. It's just sad how trash Jared Goff could get. He could be so good at times. Against the Buccaneers, he was really good. Against the Cardinals, he was solid. The Seahawks, he was okay, I guess. But against the Jets, that's when you don't want to do anything. You gotta win games like these. The Rams, like, speaking to the Rams, you have to win games like these. If you lose games like these, you're gonna get knocked out of the playoffs. You lose to the Niners twice. You lose to the Jets. You're not going to get the credibility by people that y'all think you deserve. And for me, after this game, I don't think the Rams deserve any credibility whatsoever for whatever wins they have, because they lost to a team with 0 wins, who have straight nobodies on their team, whose best player is Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder. Just let that sink in for a little bit. And that sunk in with me right after I said it. I was just like sinking it through, if that makes sense. And in the words of Sean McVay, and what he said after the game, this loss was humbling for the Rams and Sean McVay, in Sean McVay's opinion. And I totally agree with that. I don't have that much to elaborate off of what he said, because it's a simple quote and it's a simple response. The loss was humbling for the Rams. They need to learn. I guess it was a learning experience, and you got to move on from this, you know? And I should have said this at the end, but it's whatever. You got to move on from stuff like this, and don't hold your head down too low, because you have the Seahawks coming up next week, and you have the Cardinals week 17. 2 of those games, crucial games for not only the NFC West, but for the NFC playoff picture and where you will be positioned when the wild card round rolls around. For Los Angeles Rams, I think that these games are slipping away too much. Like with the 49ers, the defense climbed them back into the game. Jared Goff was trash as always, and they just couldn't get it done. The Niners drove downfield because the Rams failed to do anything on offense, and they kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired. That's the 49ers. They lost to the 49ers earlier in the year, and I don't even want to speak on that game. That was one of the worst games of the regular season for the Los Angeles Rams. Oh my goodness. And with the Jets, well, that game was the worst game of the season up until now. This is the worst game of the decade for the Los Angeles Rams. And I know the decade has only been 1 year. So yeah, this is the worst game of the year and worst game of the decade. But this is just embarrassing. These games keep slipping away for the Rams. They had this game in the bag. They didn't have it in the bag. They had it in control. They had a good kickoff return or punt return. They had the ball with 5 minutes left in their own territory at the 40-yard line and couldn't do anything. And I just want to know, like, how will these games affect us mentally? How will they be able to bounce back from this grueling, terrible loss? I mean, I don't know. Like with the players, like on each play, you have to have a short-term memory, bouncing back from each play as a defender, especially as a cornerback, and on offense too. You can't hold your head down that low, because you got to bounce back to the next play. If you make a bad read, if you don't read through your progressions, unless it's 4th down, there's always the next play. There's always the next drive, most of the time. And I think with the Rams, they held their head down way too low during this game, and that affected the entire team mentally. These guys, they saw they were losing to the Jets like 20-3. They didn't make a good comeback, but I think at some point, like at least some of these players, their mental state was off in this game. In conclusion, this dude Sebastian Joseph Day on the Jets, this little known defensive tackle for the New York Jets, he summed this game up best, and summed up the Rams, and summed up how this game went. Like, anyone could get got, is what he said. And what he means by that, I think most of y'all know what he means by that, but just elaborating, you never know what can happen on a certain week. You know, we saw what happened with the Washington football team and the not San Francisco 49ers, Washington football team and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not every game in the NFL, or no games in the NFL, are shoo-ins for any team, because you never know what a football team could bring to the table on each and every week. And I think with this week, the Rams didn't know what the Jets were going to present to them. And so as a result, they were not prepared for what the Jets had in store. And they were out-coached. They were outplayed uh, on all phases of the game. This guy Joseph Day is a genius. Anyone could get got, and the Rams just got on this day. And I hope they rebound next week. But we'll just have to wait and see. I don't got nothing else. Peace out.